Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. What are we doing today? Today we are going to be making a crane. Just a really simple crane. Nothing fantastic, so what we need is our base. Let's get into it, What we want to do is click on model, anchor. We're going to make this base, whatever. There's our crane. Our crane base, I should say. And then we will insert another part. And we are going to attempt to line it up sort of with the center of the base. I guess the base is actually quite large. Let's get rid of that. Okay. This can work. This can work still. So, we'll make two. We'll make one that just sits here, and then we'll make one on a vehicle. Okay, so this will anchor, or one that you could use on a vehicle, let's say. And then, we'll just duplicate this. And we'll scale it down. We could do something like that. Right, there's our crane. More or less. We could make it fancier. Definitely fancier. So then we need another part. Now this is anchored, so this we don't want to anchor. We also want to make this can collide false. Then we're going to duplicate it. And let's just rotate this one 45. Scale it down, right? And then you can add or over here we can add a sphere. Just to kind of we could do something like that. Whatever. And then what we're going to do, this is going to be can collide false, and we're just going to weld this piece to this part here. Easy peasy. And then what we want to do is we can take this, we can duplicate it again if we want to, and we can have our crane. Bring this into here. We can take this, duplicate it, get rid of the weld. And we can just weld it to that part there. So, a crane could be, it could be like that. We could make, a large construction crane. Let's see here. It's just a real basic shape. Oh, okay. I don't want you going on the keyboard. BMD. Kitty cat. My cat is here. So we're gonna make this basic crane, and then we're gonna make a game with the crane. Oh, do you like that? Yeah? Good. And then what we'll do, we'll make an interface and blah blah blah, all the usual stuff that we do. Yeah, because like this is just the basic crane. Group as a model, just a basic crane. Because the functions don't really change, right? So for example, let's see here. If we insert another cylinder. right? And maybe we made a tall crane. I could just scale this, you know, and then maybe this is like one of those high-rise cranes. Obviously, you're gonna have a cab on there, and you know we're gonna be modeling like other stuff. There'd be weights on the back of it. So yeah, this is just kind of an example, just an example of things that we can do. We just weld that to there. I think this part is anchored, yeah. So, duplicate that, right? Duplicate that. I'm just using these parts just to represent what, you know, we would have on this crane, right? For example, and there would be the cab, you know, and then this would pivot around, and then here on the bottom, on the underside, we could have the actual crane part could be down below. You know, whatever it is. And we'll just color this yellow, say for example. And then this would slide. Right, it could slide out to the end, and then what we would do here is, let's just do this. Duplicated it. And then from here, we created a rope. Just for looks, and then if we made that like 1, and if we made it black, so there's all kinds of aesthetic things we can do with our design. So I don't want to just to sort of be like, hey, we made this little crane and that's it, right? I just want to show that there are definitely other things we can do. Now that's a big crane. So yeah, so it's all basically, it's all relative. It's all relative. And then of course we can have the other crane. I guess it's not really all relative because they sort of operate differently. If I go to home and then I go to the toolbox. Now this vehicle here, I'm gonna re-upload so that way you guys can have this vehicle in your game as well. I didn't realize that it wasn't available. Creations maybe? Do I have to grab it? I wonder what game it's in. What game did I make that for? Just a moment here. Okay, so I'll grab one more type of crane, and that way we can see the. And then what we'll do is we'll add an interface to this one, and we'll add code to it. Because I have the cement truck, okay, and I have a flatbed truck with the tow truck. We can just make it a flatbed truck. Is it Distribution Champions? No, it's not Distribution Champions. It's the other one I made. Project Alpha has it. So these little games were, this is how I learned. This is how I learned to code, and this is how I learned to explore and discover Roblox was by making all these experiences, building the models, you know, thinking about the ideas, building the stores, building the hats, and by doing it over and over again, you get to a point where you can sit down and be really, really creative, and that's the wonderful thing about Roblox. You can be really creative. You know, you can create a unique experience that players are going to enjoy, hopefully over and over again, right? But what I find with the games that I make, I think they're just for like the older, a little bit older. You know, the average Roblox player is young, so just consider that when you're making your games. The buttons need to be in easy places. You know, the game should be relatively linear, that kind of stuff, right? Easy to figure out. All right, if you're gonna hop down, bro, you can hop down. Yeah, there he goes. Oh my goodness. He's a heavy cat. Okay, so in this one here, this one's a pretty good one, and I'll get the excavator working as well. Where is it here? Service storage, trucks. Yeah, we'll do the cement truck, the basket truck. That's this one there. We'll take the cement truck too, actually. Maybe I'll make a little construction game. I just went under the map. Internet is sucking today. Holy moly. Hopefully it speeds up a little bit here. Alright, so we will get rid of this one. That should help this one. I will save this to the computer as construction game. Now on this one here, we will connect this one to it'll have a data save. So that way, if you're building a building, you can save your progress while you're building the building. Ooh, this is going to be really neat, actually. This is going to be really fun. Really fun. So I'm not worried about that crane. The basket truck. Oh, it's got some issues. Got some issues. Not sure. Not sure. Huh. It's got some issues. It's a truck. Oh, I gotta check here. No, not the seat. Where are we here? Oh no, it wouldn't be that one. It would be unlock. What's going on here? What is going on here? Oh, it didn't move around that time. Unlock truck. Is there no... Alright, well the basket truck appears to not be working right now. I don't know why. I'll have to check. It's probably one of these One of these constraints is out of alignment somewhere, and it's causing the vehicle to move around. But this is one type of crane. I guess we could build this type of crane too. See, it expands. Hold on a second here. There's that one. Where's this one here? Oh, it's way down here. That's the proximity prompt. What does it turn it to? It doesn't. Huh. Odd. Very odd. Dashboard. Where is it? What am I looking for here? I am looking for the lock. Yeah. But it doesn't. Let's see. Where's the unlock truck? Unlock. Car. There you go. So that's what it needs. That's what it needs to be set as. There we go. Perfect. It handles it with the code instead of with the proximity prompt. So when you activate the truck, ooh, it's that has to do. There's a. Okay, I think I know what's going on here. There's a weld in here somewhere. Yeah, there's a weld in here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Oh, I was not sitting in the driver's seat. There's 3 seats in here. Okay, and then I gotta figure out what's going on with this, with these welds. Something's going on here. So either, let's see, one of these attachments, angular velocity is 0. So all I'm doing is I'm just checking over the constraints just to see what's going on here. There should be a part here that's like trying to move. But I don't see it. I don't see it. There it is. Let's try that. Yeah, I did make it. There's a video where I make this little crane truck. There's 3 seats. I keep forgetting. So there's the driver's seat here, but there's 3 seats. There we go. Alright, so we can stop somewhere, let's say. And then what you do is we want the crane controls, and then it unlocks the crane controls here. There we go. And then we can say, oh, the clothes is down there. Oh, you have to get into it. That's right. That's right. Click on here. There we go. Maybe we want to put the feet. Let's see. There we go. So this is one type of crane. And it's got three, I think it's got three. I'll put this model so you can use it in your games there. That's it. And then it can rotate 360. So all I'm doing with this example is showing that there's a bunch of neat things that we can do with cranes. So I don't want people to watch the video and just think like, you know, we're limited to what you see in the video. That is not the case at all. You can do some really unique stuff. There we go. Oh, it's the wheels. Interesting. There's something up with those wheels. I wonder what it is. Alright, so that out of the way. Where are we at? Where are we at in the video? 23 minutes? Perfect. So with all that out of the way, kind of get the idea. So I think the issue I was having with these wheels is that part of it is one part is collidable and one part should not be collidable. Like the rim should be, oh yeah, it's not collidable. Which tire was it? Was this tire? That's so strange. Oh, maybe it's let's see. If I do, yeah, both of those are can collide faults. Yeah, it's so strange. Just trying to wonder what's going on with the truck. It's just one of those things. It's a Roblox thing. Probably have to tweak this a little bit. We could set this to false. Auto flip to false. Oh, it's rear wheel drive. I wonder if we can switch that. All-wheel drive. It only has one gear, so I mean... Then we'll work on the big crane. We'll work on the big crane next. Still... Front tire, huh? Something's up with the front tire. Oh, is that, those ones got welds in them. This one doesn't, is not welded. Ah, that's, okay. Model. I think that worked. Is this one the same? Oh, I gotta get in this side. Oh, that truck's dancing around now. Ah, Roblox. This one's working good though. So there's a spotlight on it and everything else, so. Alright. You get the idea, you get the idea. Let's see if it has issues now. Oh, this one here is, it's the hose. Alright, so you kind of get the idea here. There's a lot of neat different things we can do with Roblox. These wheels aren't welded together. That might complicate things a little bit. Probably. Okay, so let's just get to the basics of a crane. Alright, let's just get the basic crane operations. So I'll get rid of that. I'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Scale this here. Now, as I said, there's a couple of ways we can do this. We can make a panel here which has buttons on it, which will allow the crane to go one way or another way. Or we can I don't know, do whatever you want, We can make an interface, or we can add buttons. So you know what, let's just make it simple, and let's just add buttons here for this one. So we're going to anchor this. This will be our crane operating panel. We'll duplicate that, and we'll make this one red. Alright, so these are our buttons. Now, we can make them 2 different ways, 3 different ways, 4 different ways, 5 different ways. However you want to make your crane, okay? That is our crane. These are anchored, yeah, okay. So now basically what we need from here is we need a weight for the crane. This would be like your hook, your attachment part, whatever, okay? And then what we need to do is we need to make a rope. Wherever it could be from here. to there. Okay, so we have a rope from there to there. And then what we need to do is we need to make a hinge from here to here. Yes, they're out of alignment, so then we have to rotate them. Take this position. Make it this part's position. And then we just need to do the same down here for the base. Except what we will do here is we're going to go insert, object, and attachment. That's the center of the object, which is what we want. And now we can create a hinge from here to there. Rotate that. And this is going to make sure that we're in the center of the base, so it doesn't wobble when it rotates. Alright, there we go. So now we just need some code. Insert object, script. And what we need to do is we want to take, it doesn't really matter at this point, but we can take both hinges and the rope constraint and we can group them in a folder. And we can call this folder action. And then in here we can call this base. And this one here can be called top. So what we can do is in our script, we can just say local, we'll create variables for these, right? We can say base equals script dot parent dot parent dot action, and then we can say find first child base. Hey, you got food. Local top equals script parent dot action find first child top, right? And we can say winch equals script dot parent dot action find first child rope constraint. Perfect. Okay. Then we need our buttons. So this is going to be, let's see, let's group this together. Make sure that's part of our model. Okay, so this can be pivot base, and this can be pivot top. Now in this case, this is just a very basic crane. It's just going to spin around and then this is going to go up and down. That's it. Now if you want this to also rotate up and down, what we need is we need an additional part here welded to this part. And that part will rotate, and then this part will rotate this way, and the other part will rotate this way. So just keep that in mind. This one will only rotate on the green axis. If you want it to rotate on the red axis, you'll need to add an additional part for height. So that's what I was saying. We can make a crane like this, which is long and it just moves forwards and backwards, or you can make a crane where this pivots up and down and it spins around. Right? So I suppose in that case what we would just do is we could just change this and just rotate it like that. And then instead of spinning this way, it's going to spin up and down. And then you can rotate the base. That might be... Yeah. Actually, let's just do that even. That'll be better. Perfect. Okay. So then this one is going to be... so pivot base. Oh, you know what? We're going to need two. This will be... pivot base. We need left and right. L, and this is going to be pivot base R, and this will be pivot top up, and pivot top down. Okay. Then last but not least, what we need to do is we need to take this and we need to make a weld between here and here. That's our lock, and we'll call this lock. And then we will put this in the action folder, and then in our script, we'll make a local. Oops. No, not load string. Local equals, we want block equals script dot parent dot action find first child block. Okay, there we go. That should be that. And now if we spawn it in, it won't fall through the base plate. Yeah, there we go. Now this is anchored, so it's not moving around. If it were up to me, personally, I would have a lock for this as well, because it'll swing around, and while it's swinging around, it really does slow the game down. So we could call this hook lock. And we could take that in there. We could say local hook equals script parent dot action find first child hook lock. There we go. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to say, do we want to make these click detectors or do we want to make these proximity prompts? This is up to you. We're going to make these click detectors. Insert object click detector, and we're going to copy that, paste into, and paste into. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to say local oh no, we still need two more variables. Let's see, we need pivot base L, and then we need local pivot base R. And then we need two more for the top. Pivot top up. You know, cat, you've been meowing the whole way through my video, and it's really upsetting. P-I-V-O-T P. Oh no, you're not gonna go on the keyboard either. No. Come on. Get my hand out of there. What are you doing? talk to the people. You can talk to the people. No, I don't want you. I don't want you on my keyboard. No, 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 no. I don't want you on my keyboard. Alright. So, we've got the pivot. Is that what you want to do? Come on. Come on, Ben. I got you. I got you, kitty. He's purring the whole time. You gonna settle? Can he be settled there? Please? Alright. I guess he's okay with that. We want pivot, top, down. Alright, so those are our buttons. Those are our buttons. So what we'll do is we'll do this and this. Okay, go down, go down. And this, and we will group as a folder, and we'll call this buttons. This just makes it easy for sorting. Easy for sorting, easy for sorting, easy for sorting. Okay? Equals script, dot parent, dot buttons, and then we just need this code here. I wonder what else is gonna find first child, and this is gonna be pivot base. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Pivot base L, and then we'll say find first child. Pivot base R. Find first child. Pivot top up. Find first child. Pivot down. Alright, that's everything. Give me a moment. Alright. We'll get through this video. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to say local. No, we need to say pivot base L dot click detector dot mouse click. There we go. Connect function. And now we're finally building the function. What will say player? All right. What do we want it to do? What do we want the function to do? Well, finally, we can now set up the constraints. So in the base of the crane, we want to set this up to actuator type, servo, and we could say angular responsiveness. I think we want this one to be 0. Let's just see this one. Let's just do that, and let's just, it might be trying to spin. I think it'll be trying to spin. Oh no, we'll change it from a servo. We'll change it to a motor. There we go. And then, yeah, we could make this torque infinite. Is usually what I do. It helps. Acceleration is up to you. That's just how fast it's going to accelerate. We can make this 0.5 just so we can see that it is moving. There we go. It's actually moving quite fast. So what that tells me is that what we want to do is we want to say base dot angular velocity, right, equals 0.1. That's it. That's it. Oh, and then what we want to do is this needs to be locked as well. Where is it here? We want to create a lock between here and here. And we want to call this base lock. And we'll put that into actions. And we want to say, what do we need to create a local for it? Here, we'll do this. local base lock equals rate script .parent .action find first child base lock. Okay, so then we could say base lock dot enabled equals false. Let's see. Mouse click, or can we say mouse button 1 down? Can we do that? It's just mouse click. That's it. Okay. So how do we get it to stop then? Simple. We could say wait 1 second, and then we could see, it's easier with an interface because, anyways, it doesn't matter. It's easier with the interface. We could say true, and we can make that 0. Let's try that. Alright, so it moves, it'll move slowly, that's the thing. But what we can do now is we can actually change that to 0.2. It's not very sensitive, right? So and that's because the click detector, we can only do mouse click. I don't think we can do, I don't know if it detects the mouse button. We could say even mouse hover enter. That would work actually. Yeah, mouse hover enter. And then we can do, we'll copy this. And we could say mouse hover leave. There we go. And then we'll make this true. And we'll set this to 0. There we go. And now all you need to do is hover your mouse over the button. And it moves. So then what we want to do, of course, is we want to do a couple more things. We want to make it so that way when the mouse hover enters, we can say pivot base dot brick color equals green. Is that right? View output unable to assign gun string brick color equals brick color dot new neon green, and then we will change it to yeah, really red when mouse hover, so it'll go red afterwards. So let's see. Now it's green, now it's red. Green, red. Ha, perfect. Change this though to sea green. There we go, and then we can find a sound. I had the, let's see, before I turn the sound back on, I had a sound in here. Let's see, I'll have to find it. We'll have to find it. Is it this sound here? No. Crane. Oh boy, that's good. That's a good one. Miscellaneous. I wonder, is it in controls? Let's see. Where's the sound? Crane.leg.a.sound. So in the leg has the sound. Crane.leg.a. sound? There it is. So we've got that sound or that sound. I kind of like this one. It's nice. So we'll just copy that and we'll put it in the base. We'll put it into action. We'll just paste it in there. So then what we can do in the controls is we can say local sound equals script parent action, find first child, crane, just like that. And we can say crane play. No, we can say sound play, and we will say sound. Oh. Stop. All right, really quickly, just like that. And there's no music right now because we want to hear the sound of the crane. Really simple stuff, really simple stuff. All right, so let's get a little bit of music going here, and then we'll finish coding the rest of the crane. I will edit this one down. It's a bit long. I'll edit it because I did these two. I'll edit it a little bit shorter. So, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Now we need to do the same thing for button number 2. Pivot base R. So if we just copy that and do that, and we just change this to R, and we change this to R, and if we just change the velocity, oh, because there we go. And that's it. Now our crane is moving. So the next thing we want to do is we want to make it go up and down, which is the top. And we just do the same thing. Actuator type motor. We want to turn the torque to infinite. And that way you have plenty of power, and then we just need to change the velocity. So basically we can copy this. And this is going to be pivot top up. And we'll have to change the lock on this one as well. Pivot top down. Pivot top down. Pivot top down. Pivot top down. So this is actually, I'll make this into a multi-part. So this will be part 1. We're sort of doing the setup, and then we'll set up the bigger crane as well. Okay, so now instead of the base lock, we need to turn off just the lock for this one. So let's try that. Oh, you know what's holding it up? If we look at this lock, the lock. The base lock. Is this anchored? It is not anchored. That isn't anchored. Can't glide false. Can't glide false. Can't collide. Oh, yeah, the base lock is between there and there. So why did that not work? Alright, let's see if that is being disabled. It is, yeah. So then... it has a angular velocity of 0. Oh, because I said the base. Whoops. Top. We need to turn base to top. That's here. There we go. There, now you see it's going up and down. Easy peasy. Now, again, if we modified this, we could make this into like the excavator that I have. That's basically how all that works. With the buttons, you could have a panel there. It could be creative. That's the neat thing about mouse hover enter, mouse hover leave. Right? Do some weird stuff. Yeah, I think those tires need to be fixed, like that one. Yeah, so in the next video, thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing in this one. In the next video, we'll set up the bigger crane. I will fix the concrete truck, and we'll get this going, this pivot here. And then what we'll do is we'll bring the concrete truck around, and we'll fill up a basket, and then we can get the basket up and whatever else. So yeah, so let's just recap what we did. We built a basic crane. We added, what do we add here? We needed to make buttons, and we also needed to make some actions. Now, we had to weld the parts together, and we had to create some hinges, right? The rope we'll do in the next, let's do the rope right now. It's actually pretty easy. So same thing with the rope. What we have to do is we have to turn it to, we have to say winch enabled. Just like that. And see the properties that it gives us there? Winch speed, winch target, all that stuff. So then what we'll do is we'll turn the lock off, and then the winch will go, and then it will lock again, and we'll turn the lock off, and the winch will extend. That's basically that. But that means I have to make 4 more buttons. Or 2 more buttons. So we could take these 2 buttons here, move them. And we can call this one here winch up. And we can call this one here winch down. And then we have to create locals for them. We don't have to, but we should. No. Script.parent, .parent, .buttons, find first child, winch up. And then local winch down equals script .parent .buttons, find first child, winch down. Alright. Okay, and then we need to say winch up. Winch up, dot click detector, dot mouse hover enter, connect function. I just write player in there because if we want to give any stats to the player, we can get who clicked it. Oh, I like that. Look at that. That's exactly what I wanted to do. All right, let's see if that works. Hey, cool. Thank you, AI. Oh, winch velocity is not. So what we needed instead of winch velocity, I should have realized. We need just winch speed. Winch speed. AI. Winch. Dot winch speed. Yes, there we go. There we go. Now that was pretty fast. That was pretty fast. So we could turn that down to probably 5. Half that. Okay, and then we'll just copy this and do that. But we want mouse hover leave. And this can be 0. And this can be stop. And this will be true. And this will be red. There we go. Cool. Oh, it doesn't like the... So we'll have to say winch speed 5, but we're going to have to change the winch target. Winch target. And I would, 20. It doesn't really matter. And then here we want to say winch target equals 1. And that way it should go up and down. There we go. Oh, so that is 20 is where it is right now. So we could double that to 40. Make sure you save your game. Make sure you're saving. There we go. All right, just like that. And now we have a working crane. Cool. Yeah, so I hope that helped. I hope that helped Do you understand how to make a really simple crane? It, there were a lot of buttons. First we had to get the actions and the sound. And then we had to code the buttons. And that's it. And we just mouse click detector, mouse hover, enter. Now what you can also do with the click detector, I'll just go through this really quickly and then this will be the end of the video. With the click detector, okay, you can also set an image, I think it is, a cursor icon. So that way when your mouse hovers over it, you can, I don't know, see it? I guess, what am I getting at here? Yeah. So when your mouse hovers over the button, it'll turn into, you can put like a little image of a crane, and you just have to link the image here. You know, this whatever, right? So there's lots of other visuals that you can add to this also, which will change your mouse and that. So you can really play around with it. So I hope that helped. That's the basic crane. In the next part, we will modify this crane here. And I think what we're going to do is, maybe I'll make this more on an angle, just this part here. We'll shrink this to here, and I'll pivot it up like that. Yeah, and then what we're going to do is we're going to make a little game where there's a building under construction with the crane, and you'll bring cement, and you'll bring other building materials, and you'll get to build the building one floor at a time. Maybe there'll be like 5 or 6 floors, something like that, and it'll save. Yeah, and then that could just sort of be like a basic starter, a construction game starter pack. And then what I'll do is I'll add the excavator as well, so we can dig like a parkade or something for it. So I will be busy figuring that out in my spare time, amongst other things. So thank you so very much for watching, liking and subscribing. I really hope you're enjoying these videos, and I will see you all in the next one.